Have you ever felt like a woman is sending you signals, but you just can't read them? Like there's something beneath the surface, something she's desperate to tell you, but the words never come? If you've been sitting there wondering, does she want me to make a move? You're not alone. Most men miss the signs, because women are wired to protect their hearts, even when desire is screaming from within. And right now, you need to understand this, because missing these subtle cues could mean losing the chance of a lifetime. Before we go deeper, make sure you hit that subscribe button and smash the like. Every insight in this video is designed to give you an edge, a way to finally decode her hidden signals and step into confidence like a man who knows what she wants, even before she says it. Here's the truth most men never hear. Women rarely spell things out. Society teaches them to be polite, cautious, and sometimes mysterious. But desire doesn't hide quietly. It leaks through tiny, almost imperceptible behaviors. That hesitation before she laughs at your joke, the fleeting touch that lingers longer than casual, the way her eyes catch yours across the room, they're all tiny earthquakes, shaking the ground beneath her calm exterior. And if you're awake enough to notice them, you're standing at the doorway to something intense, something real. What separates men who seize these moments from those who don't is understanding timing, context, and emotional undercurrents. You can't just rely on words. You have to read energy, how she tilts her head when you speak, how often she mirrors your gestures, even how her voice changes when she's around you. These are the whispers of attraction. Ignoring them isn't just missing a signal, it's missing a rare opportunity to connect on a deeper level. By the end of this video, you won't just recognize when she wants you to make a move. You'll understand why she's holding back, what's stopping her from saying it outright, and how to step in with confidence that's magnetic, not pushy. You're about to gain access to the kind of insight that makes women feel understood without ever having to explain themselves. This isn't about manipulation. It's about awareness, about seeing what's hidden, respecting it, and responding in a way that creates trust, attraction, and undeniable chemistry. Stay with me, because every word from here on could completely change how she responds to you. The first sign she wants you to make a move isn't dramatic. It's subtle, almost invisible if you're not paying attention, and yet it's one of the most powerful signals she can give. She starts mirroring your body language. When you cross your legs, she crosses hers. When you lean forward, she leans in just slightly. This isn't coincidence. It's a subconscious way women create connection. Your energy affects her, and if she's matching you, it's because she's subconsciously inviting closeness. But most men dismiss it as politeness or habit. They tell themselves, she's just comfortable. No, this is emotional synchronization, a bridge between curiosity and desire. When she's mirroring you, she's testing how safe it feels to let her guard down around you. And here's the part most guys miss. The intensity is in the tiny details. How long her gaze holds yours, how she tilts her head when listening, the small, unintentional touches on her own hair or face. These are all signs she's processing attraction internally, even if she hasn't said a word. You have to learn to observe without being obvious. A man who notices these micro-signals and responds subtly, with calm confidence, suddenly becomes magnetic. She doesn't want a rush. She wants someone who can read her signals without forcing her to spell them out. Imagine this. She's giving you a private code, hidden in her gestures, waiting to see if you're attuned enough to act. Miss it, and she'll quietly step back, unsure if you noticed. See it, and you step into a connection she's been silently hoping for. Here's another layer. The emotional tension in her voice. When she laughs at your jokes, it's not just amusement, it's excitement mixed with hesitation. Her tone rises slightly when she's engaged, and even her pauses are deliberate. Women often communicate desire through voice because it's safer than being direct. If you listen closely, you'll notice her voice unconsciously drawing you in, guiding you toward a decision she's too vulnerable to say outright. And here's the key. Do not rush her signals. The men who fail are the ones who act before recognizing the depth of what she's expressing subtly. She's testing not only your awareness, but also your patience, your intuition, and your ability to handle emotional complexity without panicking. When you respond appropriately, you don't just move closer to her physically, you move into her trust, and trust is the currency of true attraction. Another sign she wants you to make a move is the way she shares personal details, carefully but deliberately. Notice how she opens up about things she usually keeps private, like her childhood memories, her fears, or even the little frustrations she rarely mentions. She's not dumping her life on you out of politeness. She's testing emotional safety. Every detail she shares is a small invitation, a silent question: can I trust you with more? Women rarely give this level of access unless there's interest. Most men miss this because they mistake conversation for casual chatter. But if you pay attention, the things she reveals are coded signals. She doesn't just tell you facts, she's revealing patterns, values, and vulnerabilities that matter deeply to her. The way she leans in when she talks about a meaningful memory, the subtle pause before she shares something sensitive, even the flicker of her eyes when she gauges your reaction. These are her way of measuring your response. Women are wired to notice emotional attunement, and when she's offering you access to her inner world, it means she's testing whether you're someone who can handle the responsibility of being close. Here's the psychological nuance most men completely overlook. When a woman is hiding desire, she filters what she shares. She's not oversharing or trying to impress. She's giving you pieces of herself strategically, watching to see if you value those pieces enough to respond with care and understanding. If you engage with her thoughtfully, ask questions that show genuine interest, and validate her feelings without judgment, she's subconsciously rewarding you for being safe. This is the precursor to intimacy. The moment many men blow it is impatience. They hear these small revelations and interpret them as emotional weakness or confusion, and instead of leaning into the trust, they back off, misreading subtle desire as hesitation. But the truth is, the hesitation is desire in disguise. It's her way of keeping you close without fully exposing herself until she knows you're capable of responding correctly. If you understand this dynamic, you begin to see her communication like a treasure map. Every story she shares, every little personal detail, is a marker guiding you toward connection. But only if you move with awareness, patience, and intelligence. Misread it, and the opportunity fades. Read it right, and you step into a space where she's not just flirting, she's opening the door for something much deeper. One of the most powerful signs she wants you to make a move isn't in her words at all, it's in her body language. Women are experts at sending signals through subtle movements, even when they think they're hiding them. Watch how she positions herself around you. Does she lean in slightly when you talk, even when there's space to sit back? Does she angle her body toward you, subconsciously closing the gap without making it obvious? These are signs of unspoken attraction, a silent invitation that she's curious about what could happen next. Notice her hands. Women often touch their hair, neck, or face when they're nervous, excited, or anticipating a connection. It's a subconscious way of drawing attention, of signaling interest without saying it outright. If you pay attention, you'll catch these micro movements, how she brushes her hair behind her ear, just as your eyes meet, how her fingers fidget when the conversation takes a slightly intimate turn. These aren't random gestures. They're tiny cracks in her composed exterior, and they exist because she's holding back feelings she isn't ready to voice yet. Her legs and feet tell another story. A woman who is subtly attracted to you often points her feet toward you, even when her torso might be turned elsewhere. It's an ancient, primal indicator of attention and interest. Men often overlook this because they focus only on face-to-face cues. But these small signals are her mind trying to betray her heart, showing desire in ways she can't consciously control. Then there's the energy she gives off, the kind of presence that makes your chest tighten or your mind race. When she's hiding feelings but wants action, there's a tension in her posture, a mix of openness and hesitation. She's simultaneously testing your confidence, your sensitivity, and your ability to step up without being pushy. This is the invisible game most men fail to see. The men who succeed are the ones who can read the subtleties, acknowledge them mentally, and respond with calm decisiveness. Here's the secret most guys never understand. When a woman's body is giving these signals, she's not just flirting. She's asking for permission to let attraction be acted upon. She's creating a psychological space where it's safe for you to make the first move. The hesitation you see isn't rejection, it's protection. She wants you to notice, to approach, and to demonstrate that you understand her signals without destroying the fragile trust she's giving you. Pay close attention to her words and humor. They often carry more weight than her body language, especially when she's trying to hide her feelings. Women who want a man to make a move rarely speak directly about desire. Instead, they layer their attraction in jokes, teasing, and subtle comments. Notice if she playfully challenges you, teases you just enough to make you think, or drops small compliments that feel casual but linger in your mind. These are not coincidences. They are signals she's testing your response. She's seeing if you can pick up on the rhythm, the tension beneath her words, and act without forcing her to spell it out. Watch the timing of her humor. Does she laugh a little too long at your jokes? Does she nudge you playfully or mockingly, just enough to break your composure? This is more than charm. It's emotional bait, designed to create intimacy while keeping her in control of the pace. Women instinctively measure how men respond to their signals. A man who laughs with her, who matches her energy, signals that he can handle emotional depth and flirtation simultaneously. This is the psychological spark that pulls her in while allowing her to maintain safety. Her choice of words also matters. She may drop phrases that seem innocent but are emotionally loaded. "I've never met someone like you," or "You're different from other guys." These statements are invitations, a subtle way of expressing curiosity and interest without exposing vulnerability directly. Men often misinterpret them as casual conversation or exaggeration. In reality, she's revealing her inner emotional state, testing whether you'll recognize it and respond with awareness. Then there's the soft contradictions in her speech, the "I shouldn't" or "maybe we shouldn't" type comments. These are not rejections, they're markers of internal tension. Her mind is telling her to hold back, but her feelings are pushing forward. This is where a confident man steps in. She's not asking you to guess blindly. She's giving you clues that your awareness and emotional intelligence can decode. If you respond with sensitivity and subtle decisiveness, you become the answer to the very tension she's hiding. What most men fail to realize is that a woman's words are rarely random. Every playful jab, every teasing remark, every carefully chosen compliment is a breadcrumb leading to action. If you learn to hear the message behind the humor, to understand the emotions she's carefully concealing, you don't just move closer, you step into a space where she's silently waiting for you to make the first move. And that's exactly where you want to be. Now pay attention to the way she directs her attention. Women who want you to make a move don't just notice you, they study you, subtly, almost unconsciously. It's in the way her eyes linger on you when she thinks you're not looking, how she remembers tiny details from past conversations, and how she seems to anticipate what you might say next. This is not coincidence. She's analyzing your energy, your reactions, your emotional patterns, and she's doing it quietly because she's testing whether you're worth taking a risk for. Notice also how she tests your reactions in small ways. A question, a joke, a hypothetical scenario. These aren't random, they're deliberate probes. She's gauging your confidence, your sense of humor, your patience, your emotional intelligence. When she smiles after your answer, or tilts her head to study your response, she's giving silent feedback. Yes, you're safe. You can handle this. And if you respond clumsily, she retreats slightly, not because she's uninterested, but because she's protecting herself. Here's the subtlety most men completely miss. The intensity of her focus is proportional to her desire. When she's hiding feelings, she can't shout them out, so she communicates through micro-attention, long glances, brief touches, remembered preferences. Every time she checks in on how you're feeling, or subtly adjusts her words to match your mood, she's signaling that she cares more than she lets on. If you ignore these cues, she might conclude you don't see her, and the moment slips away. There's also an emotional rhythm in how she interacts with you. Women naturally fluctuate between openness and restraint, creating a push-pull dynamic that tests whether you're attuned enough to notice the patterns. If you feel a slight hesitation followed by warmth, or playfulness followed by guardedness, that's her inner desire struggling to stay hidden. She's letting you in, but only for those who can read between the lines. The truth is, she's silently inviting you to step forward. She's creating a space where a confident, perceptive man can act without needing explicit permission. But it requires awareness, patience, and precision. This is the ultimate sign that she wants you to make a move. She's carefully guiding your attention, emotionally calibrating your responses, and subtly lowering her defenses. If you understand this, you're not just noticing attraction, you're entering a space of mutual desire that's been waiting for you to claim it. Now, the most powerful sign she wants you to make a move. comes in moments that feel almost accidental, but they aren't. It's in the small, repeated touches that linger just a fraction too long. A hand brushing yours, a playful nudge, a shoulder lightly pressed against yours. She's testing the boundaries, measuring your awareness, and giving you permission without words. Most men dismiss these gestures as casual or friendly. Not you. If you notice them, you realize she's speaking a language of desire that doesn't require explicit consent. She's leaving the door wide open, waiting for the man who sees it and steps in. Pay attention to her eyes in these moments. When she looks at you, really looks, there's an intensity that's hard to describe. Her gaze softens, her pupils dilate, and there's a subtle, almost imperceptible shift in her expression that tells you everything she's not saying. Women who hide feelings rely on this. Her eyes communicate curiosity, anticipation, and longing all at once. If you respond with confidence and respect, you answer the silent question she's been asking. Will you see me the way I secretly want to be seen? Another almost invisible sign is her sudden vulnerability in conversation. She may laugh, then pause, then glance at you as if waiting to see if you notice her shift in tone. She might hint at future plans or shared experiences, subtly inviting you into a space where she's imagining closeness. This is her way of saying, I want this to go further, but I need you to make it safe. Recognizing this is the difference between a missed opportunity and a breakthrough connection. And here's the truth most men never hear. Women don't just want gestures, they want certainty. They want to know that the man they're subtly testing can act decisively while respecting the vulnerability she's offering. When she leans in, laughs with that nervous edge, or lingers in your presence after everyone else has left, she's giving you all the evidence you need. Hesitate, and the moment evaporates. Step forward confidently, and you step into desire she's been quietly holding back. So if you've been watching closely, if you've learned to read the micro signals, the tone of her voice, the subtle movements, and the hidden invitations, then the only thing left to do is act. Not forcefully, not recklessly, but with awareness, timing, and respect for the connection she's giving you. That's when everything shifts from subtle longing to shared intimacy. That's when she finally feels seen, understood, and ready for the move she's been waiting for.